Subscribe or you'll be visited by the toll troll. Experienced electricians can make over $60,000, and you'll make over $30,000 right out of the gate. Only a couple years of school/apprenticeship are needed. Also, it's interesting and intellectually stimulating. Is it really the easiest trade? By easy I really just mean I can still feel my back at 50 years old. Why not become electrician and risk killing yourself because some regard wired up a house wrong and you turned off that circuit only to find the live of another circuit was part of a ring fed into a different neutral? Just become a sparky bro. Yeah, it's probably the comfiest of the building trades. You're probably more likely to kill yourself from a ladder fall than that. But still, F going into people's disgusting homes and ripping their dangerous wiring out. Electrician is probably the only trade I'd get into. Especially the real comfy jobs like wiring up new houses and office buildings. Experienced, $60,000. I hate this heckin' clown world so goddamn much. CEO of my company makes millions from sitting on his wheeling and dealing. I hope Putin just launches nukes soon so we can be heckin' done with this place. Maybe the people who come after will be better. Those numbers aren't accurate. In my city, union electricians make $55 to $60 an hour and get a decent amount of OT. Do you make money while in school/apprenticeship? Because I don't want to get electrocuted. Oops, looks like the previous regard who wired up the house looped the hot and neutral somewhere between two or more breakers and now you get electrocuted to death. Lelgnor. How are you surprised that electricians make less than CEOs? How old are you? Why do Zoomers think every starting salary should be $1 million? There's no heckin' jobs. Trainee electrician, might just go into plumbing at this point, honestly F this. Shite. DFW is the biggest place for construction and I did not make $30K right out of the gate, took 2 years, quit when they refused to pay me my chocks, unbelievable, kill all. Ring circuits are the big gay and should be outlawed. I point blank refuse to install them. Labor shortage. Help wanted signs everywhere. Even worse for trades because Zoomers are too good to get their hands dirty. How is this possible? Commercial low voltage/telecom is super comfy. Jobs which require schooling such as college and trade school need to compensate their workers as such. There's no moral imperative for compensation. You get paid what you both agree to. If you demand $1 million, they won't agree because they can find someone else with the same qualifications who will be happy start for $40,000. Trades sound good in theory, but there's a reason why every boomer that did them pushed their kids to avoid careers in the trades and pursue college. Trades jobs take a big toll on your health. It's moving in unnatural ways and selling your health day by day. Knees and back have issues when you're in your 30s, you're in contact with carcinogenics and you constantly have to have your wits about you to work safely. And it's something most people can do every once in a while, but every single day, for 8+ hours a day for the majority of your life, and it gets old fast. A lot of people in the trades simply do those jobs because they need to provide for families and are trapped in those jobs because they're the only ones that pay enough to raise a family. $60K in today's money is like $30K just a decade ago. It's BS money, doing BS in a BS system. I'd rather live in a van by the beach than be some electrician with a mortgage. $60,000 is poverty tier in 2023. I hate going up ladders and being under my car. I can't imagine how crappy it would be to have some fat boomer telling you it's safe, just do it, when you know it isn't. Electrical apprentice wanted. Must have 2 to 3 years experience, own tools, own van, must be confident doing an entire job alone, must have W+X+Y+Z certificates and A+B+C qualifications. Interview will be conducted over Zoom call. B. But why can't we find anyone? Oh well, better hire more unqualified non-English speakers instead for half the wage. LOL. Oopsie. I'm an electrician. I made $60,000 when I was 20 years old and passed $100,000 when I was 24. The secret ingredient is job hopping and heavy industrial electrician here AMA. And I have never bought my own tools. There are plenty of crappier companies making people buy their own tools for shite pay. Just keep looking, there are good jobs, it's just the crappy ones are always hiring. Regards. Forklift certified may be a meme, but the money isn't. $15 per hour starting, you can get certified in less than a week, and you get to sit on your ass all day. There's a ton of demand and there's always going to be overtime available, so $30,000 would be the bare minimum for full-time hours. Beats years grinding as an apprentice or even a journeyman desu. I make $120K base, but I also can distribute from my company, so I pull $50K to $200K every year as well. Electrical contractor in Cali. No. It's very hard to learn and the work is physically exhausting. You have to ask yourself if it's worth it. Sparky here, done my apprenticeship next year and make $110K a year. Best decision I've ever made at 20-year-old. Because there's two kinds of electrician works. I can't remember the names, but one is related to industry and the other for common people. The problem is that sometimes they mix. It's only worth it if you get into a niche role or work in factories. They couldn't pay me enough to do residential or work for another contractor. Look at big food and beverage related manufacturers. Anheuser-Busch in my area starts out at $38 per hour, more than IBEW journeyman scale here. Easy if all you do is wire switches and lights for $2,500 a day. Hard if you do field work or networks or automation. Also, commercial electricians work hard. CUNT, everyone does. If you want money, you aren't going to get it. Money comes from the value you give. Most idiots like you stick around for 4 years and then they frig off and drive forklifts for $30 to $40 an hour. Over $30K right out of the gate. Wow, minimum wage, impressive. Physical activity destroys your bodies. Sitting in front of computer screen all day doesn't. Trustless science. My older brother has done everything. Electrical, plumbing, some HVAC, some framing / etc., worked on cars. He said if he would pick just one thing it would be electrician. Also, it's testing and intellectually stimulating. Wrong. Also, lol, at 60K, literal secretaries make more. Trades are for heckin' losers. I was an electrician, but I quit when I took a shock because my boss was a regard not even able to turn off a switch. 'Cause I already make $200,000 to $250K by having learned to code. Why do I need years of school? Wouldn't the basics of electrical theory be covered at the college level physics we all took? We all went to college here, right biz? Fell for the trades meme. Only have 1 year experience, most of it is working in the shop instead of field work. Journeymen won't teach me anything and only make me do their administrative work. Can't join the union without having connections. Boss sends me out into the oil field alone without a journeyman for training. Have to leave the house by 5 a.m. to reach the site on time. Leave the site after the sky is dark every day. Literally no idea what I'm doing half the time, making a fool of myself in front of all the refinery boomers with 40 years experience. Blew up 20K worth of shite, then pretended it was already broken. All for $17 per hour, before taxes. If you're good at any trade, you'll blow this shite out of the water. But you can't go into any of it thinking it's a golden cow, easy money or anything like that. Electricians can branch out and break above 100K. Expect 10 plus years of hard work, learning and generally eating shite before it's worth it. Tall order for a neat. Over $60,000, poor Fragart. Only couple of years. Not a solution. I change my mind every 4 weeks. I took out a student loan and studied chemistry and make $70K a year hiking to remote locations and taking and measuring water samples. Don't become an electrician and risk your life and having crappy back-breaking work because some regard on the internet told you so. The fair yearly salary for an electrician is at least $100K a year, and don't even think about becoming one unless that becomes the industry standard. My brother-in-law is an electrician. He's fit as heck for a 60-year-old dude, but the job is pretty difficult. You have to contort your body in every positions, raise your arms over your head all the day, and on top of that you have to make calculations and schematics. Not a bad job at all and very needed, especially if you're actually good, but be aware that it's hard. I was an electrician before I studied computer science. You always check current, even with breakers off. Otherwise, it's an okay trade. Wouldn't call it intellectually pleasing, it's just not stupid as the other stuff. It's quite helpful though in life. You can always wire up stuff and do repairs yourself.